We all love to say AI is the future. Free AI tools, free social media, free entertainment. But today, I want you to look at what free actually costs when you live 400 yards from Mark Zuckerberg's data center. This is Beverly Morris in Georgia, USA every morning. This is her kitchen tap. Weak pressure, visible sediment, brown stains on the towel, and this one line from her describes the entire AI revolution better than any tech conference. She says, you'll feel like you are up against this huge wall that you cannot penetrate. They don't care. Behind that wall is a building that exists just to keep your data and AI running. In Georgia, Meta is building a 2 gigawatt plus data center that's enough to cover a significant part of Manhattan. And there is the first hard truth. Every AI search you do uses around 30 times more electricity than a normal search. So every time you ask a chatbot for help or you scroll AI recommended reels, somewhere a building like this is pulling power from a small city. Now, the tech story is always sold as innovation jobs investment. Let's look at what Beverly actually got. Her hot water heater destroyed. 2 washing machines gone. Dishwasher completely dead. Her husband estimates around $20,000 in damage. Why? Because that sediment you saw in the tile is inside all her pipes and appliances. Before the data center, she had trees and a quiet neighborhood. Now, they destroyed the environment, talking down all the trees, construction dust everywhere. She believes it eventually affected her well water. And at night, she doesn't even need a nightlight because the place is so bright she can walk around her house without turning anything on. This is not tech disruption. This is physical disruption of a family's home. Now ask, if this much damage is happening to people living in the AI revolution, who is paying for all this? The state of Georgia gave data centers about $180 million in tax breaks. Industrial electricity rates are around 42% lower than the national average. Cheap power, big incentives, billion-dollar companies. And Beverly, she says, they should be responsible for that, not us. They can afford to pay for their own generation, but that's not what is happening here. Let's talk about the electricity bills because this is exactly where Indian middle class families are going to feel it. On May 1st, Georgia's power residential customers saw a 20% increase rates. And since 2023, they have raised 6 times. 6 while building more capacity that serves energy hungry data centers. Rivoli says their bill used to be around $250, but now it's $400. Every month is a struggle, and they can't afford to pay their own generation. So here is the model. Corporations get cheaper, huge tax breaks, and guaranteed infrastructure. Residents, on the other side, get higher bills, damaged homes, not a real choice at all. You might think, okay, but at least there was a public process, right? This is where it comes truly dangerous. But here is the real truth. One woman describes attending the 4 public hearings and realized it was already a done and dusted deal. The decision was already made. The hearings were just a theater. A key bill, Senate Bill 34, that could have stopped power companies from passing data centers cost into regular customers, it quietly died. Another bill to strengthen consumer watchdogs also blocked. And why? In the video, consumer advocate Patty Durant directly says it. Georgia legislators are getting soaked with money from Georgia Power. Is that a conflict of interest? Absolutely. It is clear, corrupting. Meanwhile, the utility CEO earns around $33 billion a year. So when Beverly says she feels like she is up against a wall, the wall isn't just a concrete and steel. It's money, lobbying, and captured regulators. Now, let's come to India. India wants to be a global data center hub. Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, Navi Mumbai, Noida, and yes, Visakhapatnam are already pitching or building massive campuses, hundreds of megawatts of constant power demand per sites. Think about where these are being built. Coastal cities, heat islands, places that already rely on water tankers in summer, and where the grid is still heavily dependent on coal. If a relatively rich American state cannot fully protect someone like Beverly, what do you think is going to happen in India, a two-tier city, when 100 megawatt AI campus lands next to residential areas? So, what should any Indian government be forced to answer before approving a single new data center? On par, how many megawatts will this campus draw at peak? That equals power for how many households? Will the company pay the real cost, or will there be silent tariff hikes on normal consumers? On water, how many liters per day? Is it using fresh water that could serve homes or treated wastewater built specifically for campus? What happens in peak summer? On location, what is the minimum distance from homes, schools, and hospitals? Or will we have our own version of Beverly, someone whose boredom or bedroom is effectively glued to the data on wall? There are so many questions, so many. Citizens are not powerless, but they are blind if they don't know what to look for. If tomorrow a world-class data center is announced in Visakhapatnam or your city, you should immediately ask, is there any environmental impact assessment? Is there a public notice for hearings? What is the promised power and water allocation? Are there any documents you can request through RTI to see the actual commitments? Document your own reality before and after. Measure water pressure, tanker frequency, borewell levels, and noise levels at night, now, before construction, and again after. The more evidence you have, the harder it is to be told you are imagining. Let's end where we started. With that one house 400 yards from Mark Zuckerberg's wall, Beverly did not ask for an AI revolution. She did not vote for a data center. But her water is dirty, her appliances are broken, her bills are higher, and all she can see in front of her is a wall of money and silence. When journalists asked Meta and QTS, the companies behind this massive bill, to come on camera and answer these questions, they both declined. They refused to speak. So here is one truth no one wants to say out loud. Your AI feels free. Your social media feels free. But that free has a bill. Right now, people like Beverly are paying that bill with their water, their sleep, their money, and their life. The real question for India is simple. When these walls start rising around our cities, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Visakhapatnam, will we force these companies to pay their own bill? Or will we be having more Beverlys around us? Or will we quietly accept that once again, telling they profit and we pay? Because if we stay silent now, the next dirty kitchen tap you see on camera might not be in Georgia, it might be in our own home, India.